Look at that. We're sitting right at 1,511 miles. Still rolling on the factory belt. What's up, peeps? Tony O.M. with you again. Today, I've been saying I'm going to do this for a while, but I haven't got around to it. So today, we're going to change the belt on the UForce. I figured I would do this first here at home in the comfort of my home rather than wait until I'm out on the trail in the woods trying to do this, right? Actually, the factory belt is still good. We're just changed. So we'll basically, I've got a Ultramax belt under the seat. I know like Redneck, a lot of other people swear by the OEM belt, and you know, 1,511 miles, I'll say I swear by that belt too. But my factory OEM belt, that'll be my spare belt. We'll put it back in the toolbox and we'll be running on the Ultramax. So let's get to changing that belt. We'll see how hard or easy it is. I'm not going to take the wheel off or anything, but I think we are going to take that that body panel off, okay? Just to make it as easy as possible. So we'll kind of pretend like we've just stopped on the trail and now we've got to change our belt. All right. All right, so hopefully I've got you at a good angle so you can kind of see what I'm doing. I picked up what I thought were some body pin pliers from Harbor Freight. Got these gloves for free, so I figured I'd try them out. See if that would make, or to see if these would make this a little easier to get these pins out. And they don't. I guess I can grab hold of it. It's like I can't get the... Either I don't know how to use these, total operator failure. That may be it for those. And then we should have our 10 millimeter bolt here. This is more like how I'd be doing this on the trail anyway, so. I do want to get me like a small impact wrench that I can actually keep in the side-by-side to like use if I need to fix anything while I'm on the trail, just to make life quicker and easier if we need to do any repairs. But the problem with doing something like that is, how am I going to keep the tool actually charged, right? Unless I set up some kind of maybe inverter, kept my side-by-side on a battery tender or something like that. But we should have every screw out of this now and be able to just pull it off and get it out of our way. I've never done this before. And also I forgot, I have rock lights on here. So we'll need to get the, we'll have to actually, luckily, my rock lights have hung on there for over a year with just double-sided 3M automotive double-sided sticky tape. I don't know if I'm doing this the proper way or not. This seems really difficult. Now I totally understand why some people would take the whole wheel off, but on the trail I'm not going to be taking off a wheel or jacking it up. Joy, joy when we have to put that back on. Alright, so now we'll take out these 10 millimeter bolts that go all around this. Finally get to go back here and experience this part where they say you need like a swivel wrench or something. Okay, so those are not 10 millimeter bolts that are on there. It's a different size. So it's 10 millimeter. Face the fender cover off. And 8 millimeter for the dust plate. let's take a look at something, folks. Question. On the UForce 1000XL, why not go in under the back seat? Look at that. So that made that 10 times easier. If you remove this fender well, I mean, you can get these so easy. Now I'm wondering if you even needed to move the fender well. If I come in from under the back seat there, I can pretty much, well, the fender well does make this 10 times easier. So I think even in the field, I removed the fender well. But now I know for most of the bolts, I'll just come in under the back seat and we'll take those out. Man, glad I discovered that. So at this point, we should be able, oh yeah, cover's just coming right off. Alright, so next, my understanding, we'll remove that bolt. I meant to go inside my glove box to see if, I think the tool to loosen the belt comes with that. But if anybody sees anything that I'm missing so far, just looking at this, I can see a little dust got in there. That may have been just from us taking it off. Looks pretty good to me. Alright. Let's go ahead and get those bolts off and take a look at this. Okay, so I just learned a very valuable lesson. The key that you need to put in here to loosen the belt, to take your belt off, CFMoto doesn't give to you. I just got off the phone with my dealer, and essentially, this key from CFMoto is $40. My dealer doesn't even have them in stock. So basically what he told me to do is get me an M6 1.0 bolt from Tractor Supply, and that bolt will do essentially the same thing as the key. You need to get you either the key or the bolt before you need that on the trail. I'm glad I learned this today, or we'd have had this all broke down on the trail and then it'd have been a sad day. You know what, we can't even get the belt off, or we can't get the new belt on. So I've got the M16 bolt in here. My belt's really not loose at all, but I went ahead and I started actually taking this out. I can't remember which way I was turning it. We'll see if we either get it out or we put it back in. That's where I was going opposite of the way the arrow is. I think it's a pretty long run from here. Okay. So I'm kind of doing this one-handed so I can kind of feeling probably. Okay, hopefully I've got you guys at a good angle. We've got our M16 bolt in there. I don't know if you can see that or not. We've got our secondary off, or our primary, whichever one you call that one. So now, like I said, it doesn't seem like I really got it really loose, but I'm just going to try and slide that off. The washers and stuff I've kind of left on there. Yeah. There you go. Get that belt out of there. Let's take a close-up look at my belt here. So to me, and I've got the new belt sitting right here, to me it really doesn't look that bad. Again, kind of let me know what you think. I mean, it is a little, you can see, really shiny compared to the new one. But again, this is my first SUV, so I really don't know. This is the other side of it. If I show it at this angle, you can see it's kind of shiny. But when we look at the teeth on it, everything there, I mean, it looks almost brand new to me. So if nothing more, it should definitely be a good spare. I hope I don't regret taking my factory off and going with this Ultimax belt. I've heard some people say you definitely want to stick with the stock. I don't really know, but I wanted to know what it was like to change the belt. So that's our old belt. Again, to me, this belt still looks really good. I noticed they have arrows on them now. At least that stock one does. So before I put our new belt on, I'm just going to blow everything out with some compressed air. I could have told you that before I start blowing, right? Alright, so everything looks pretty good to me as a novice. I've blown all the dust out of there. I just kind of blew it out. I really didn't want to take this all the way out, but as far as I can see, everything looks good. No noise when I shake it. Everything's really smooth. I'm assuming that's supposed to look that way in there. Again, if anyone sees any issues with anything, please let me know. This is my first one, so I'm going to go ahead and put our Duramax belt on now. I'm probably blocking your camera view as I do this. Again, this is something that's probably easier done from inside. Again, in this process, I just left my washers on here. Like I said, the belt just does not seem to me as though it really loosened up. Here we go. Assuming we're where we're supposed to be. So there we go. I had to move the camera for a minute, get a little sweaty. My generator or my air compressor just popped on again. Sorry about that. Had to get a little sweaty. Had to put my M16 bolt back in there so that we could loosen this up a bit. So I couldn't really tell, but it did get it looser, because once I took that bolt out, realized I did not have that pushed back into the splines, right? So that's why my bolt didn't fit in there. So it takes a little work. Easier to do it again from inside the back seat there. Get that slit back on there. So now I'll take my M16 bolt back out. Checked my washer. All this stuff spins freely. Got our belt back on there. Our sheath looks really good. It's really smooth. We'll now start the process of buckling this back up. It is now 1:10, 10 minutes after 1. I started this project around 11:30 or 11 o'clock, I'm sorry. But I did have to run out and buy the M16 bolt, so that kind of slowed us down a little bit. I'm guessing this is pretty simple. It looks like the spring is the same on both ends. I don't see any damage to it. I do have like a little rough spot right there. Don't know what that's about, but only on that one little part. Not really sure what the blue and the orange dot mean. Hope it doesn't mean it's supposed to go in there one way. Now when I look at the springs in the clutch kits that everybody sells, they look a lot bigger. But again, I got 30-inch tires on here, and as you can see here, no clutch kit. It's just all factory. That lined up and back on there. I'm gonna tell you, maybe I'm doing something wrong again. Comment in the comments if I am, so I'll know if I'm doing this in the field, how to get this on here a bit easier than what it is at this point in time. Mercy. Okay, all right. Alright, now we'll thread this bolt back in there. I think both of these go backwards, yes. Alright. It's like two separate sections this bolt screws into. I want to make sure we've got that on there good. Bolt back in here, or bolt back in there, whichever is the best angle for you to see. Get my M16 bolt out of there, and yeah, close her up. Okay, so we've gotten our M16 bolt back out of there. Put this bolt back in. Okay, everything looks good to me. Looks like it's flowing all right. Before we put the dust cover back on, I'm just going to crank her up and kind of see how it looks in there. Please drive safely. Okay, so next question, YouTube friends. Should I have heard that, or should this have turned when I was revving it up that way? Is that normal? Hopefully so. Let me know. in the comments. Alright, let's get our dust cover back on and we'll be done with this project. Now that we've got everything buttoned back up, we'll go ahead and take her out for a test drive. Again, we've been running our factory
system. Please drive safely.
Our factory belt. We currently have 1,511 mile on the UForce. Let's see. $121.7 hours. You can see the dash, and also it's at a place where if it's bumpy you can feel the jerks. And let me tell you, changing that belt, that was a little more work than what I anticipated. That's definitely a smoother reverse there. My popping up window, I told you about before. A lot smoother. So it is definitely a noticeable difference. I probably don't have you at an angle where you can see this windshield popping up on me. You can see around my road dog door. She doesn't like getting left when the side by side starts up. So we're going to go up my street here in low gear. Then we're going to hit the highway, hit high gear, and kind of see if we can see the noticeable difference. Let's head off and see how it is. So the startup is definitely different. We're right in there, it's no jerky. It's still real hard jerk off. I can't stop that now. It wasn't as hard before. Now another thing I've noticed that people said is to keep your, or don't run it more than half throttle on the new belt for the first 20 miles. Again, that's something I'd like to hear what you have to say about that. Running half throttle for the first 20 miles on the new belt. Again, let me know in the comments. This is that jerky, so I guess it's, and see, and that's it. I couldn't remember if it was worse or if that's just how it is. I know the CFMoto is jerky, okay? I've owned this for over a year now. But I also feel like I've learned how to hold the gas pedal to make it a lot smoother. But so far it seems good. We'll hit the road, hit high gear. You see we're going about 22 miles an hour right now. Windshield just popped open again. I swear I think it's on my last there. I'm gonna bend it. Maybe we'll bet our house that way. Or it'll just pop all the way open on us. Yeah, we seem to be quite a bit smoother. Prior to us changing the gear, when I took off in high gear, it would almost be, even if I floored it, it was like I was just taking my time taking off. So we'll see if we've got a little more high-end power now that we've got the new belt on. Oh, can't go yet, though. Blind curve here.